right, we had a little bit of technical difficulty there. Sorry for the late start of Dabs with Shmeeans. Happy 420, everybody. Let me get to the theme music here. And here we go. Dabs with Shmeeans. Boing, boing. Hey, it all worked. I like when it works. All right, so this is a special Dabs with Shmeeans episode here. First of all, episode 3. We're still here. Big deal. Second of all, this is the show right before our Lettuce record release. Resonate. Resonate. Everyone feel it. Let it resonate through you. All right. And I have a special guest this week. We got the incredible Charlie Tuna. I have some more Lettuce giveaways. We're going to be giving away a merch package that has the new Lettuce album, either on vinyl or CD, like a hat, bandana, stuff like that. And I'm going to be featuring what I feel are my personal favorite dabs in Denver. My best dabs, the best dabs in Denver, according to Shmeeans, according to Dabs with Shmeeans. Once again, let's just put on a little bit of music for a second here. Vibe out for a minute. Show you what I'm going to work with today. Yo, feel the hype. Feel the hype. I really do. I'm pretty confident that these are some of the best dabs in Denver. Right here. No question about it. And we might as well bring Charlie Tuna in. We can talk about that. Let's do that. Let's bring him on in. Bang, boom. 3, 2, 1.
Yo.
There he is. It's good to see your face, man. How's it going?
Good, man. Thanks for having me on your show, man.
Man, I appreciate you coming on it. It's always great to hang with you. Been working with Charlie through many, many years now. Lettuce and Charlie and a lot of break science and Charlie and other things we've done, projects here and there.
Yep. Yes, sir. Long list of projects.
Yes. If you didn't know it, he's one of the greatest MCs of all time, rappers. And I am a huge fan, not only of your work as a lyricist, but I'm also a fan of your visual artwork. A lot of people might not be as familiar with some of the stuff you do with both photography and other mediums, drawing and
yeah, I'm an oil painter. I'm a graph writer from jump. That's how it all started for me, even with the music. You know, I was like 1979, 80. I think I did my first piece in 81. Yeah, man, it was right behind copping that Rapper's Delight album. And then like a couple years later, I met a dude who was from New York who I was living in Chicago, and he was from New York, and he was from Fort Apache, and he was a beast with the cans, and I could already draw, so I was just like amazed by this dude, and he taught me a lot of stuff, and yeah, I've been running from there.
Wow, that's really an incredible story. And you were in California at the time. You're a Californian native.
No, I'm born in Chicago, man, South Side. I was in the shop till I was 16. Then I moved to California,
okay.
And
so this is all taking place in Chicago when you're starting to do graffiti and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was a graph writer all through my Chicago years, and I used to break dance a lot. But I my pop skills was better than my breaking skills. But I was known as the graph writer around. So yeah.
Man, that's incredible. So how old were you when you started blazing?
Wow, 13. I hate to say it, but
No, I mean, I ain't really
I was
no
a
different.
youngster.
Yeah, me too. Um, so what has changed through the years? What do you normally like? What's your thing now? I know California is known to have the best flower
Yes,
there
sir.
is in the world, maybe.
Sir.
Arguably, it's definitely up there, top three, no question. I don't know. I don't
Yep.
think anyone could really argue that.
Yep. That's true. I used to
Um,
say that Canada was the best, but they legalized it in Canada, and now Canada's terrible, man. I don't know. It don't taste the same.
well,
You gotta really know
just
someone.
like everywhere, you got to know where to find the right
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
Ain't that the truth? Yeah. What's up,
Yeah, man.
everybody? Miz, I see DJ Miz out there.
Miz, as in DJ Miz from like
Yeah,
Ice Cream Tea Miz.
from Boston, from Boston. Yeah, Boston DJ Miz,
Miz
different.
from Boston. Oh, okay. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
the Miz I'm talking about is from Philly.
All right, so tell us about the legendary Californian flower out there.
Well, when I first came to Cali, man, I was used to burning that brown cess, man. You know what I mean? From the shop, man. We was getting a lot of Mexican weed. Um, and so I was just Sensimilia was what it was all about, that family in Jamaica, and that's all that was too. Sensi, the healing of the nation is what they would always scream. So I moved to California, and a friend of mine, I met a dude named Jeff um, in high school, and me and him ditched the class one day because I was like, man, I got some tree, I'm about to burn. You want to go with me? He was like, yeah. So he went with me and he was like, let me see what you're burning. And I opened it up. I'm a little aluminum foil. Once again, I'm used to the old school dirt.
Yeah,
Opened it
yeah.
up, the aluminum foil, and showed it to him. And he was like, put that up. I said, what you mean? What you got, son? He's like, yup. I was like, you got something better than this? He's like, yep. So he opened it up. A jar he had, a little small jar with some kryptonite in it. It was like super duper green. Like I had never seen weed that green before. I was like, yo, what is that? And he had a little pipe. And I'm from the shy. It's a gang of like crackheads and shit out there. You had any glass back in my day? Well, nobody hitting it, so I was kind of
People were
hesitant.
not into that. Yeah.
It was not into it, but I was kind of hesitant.
Right.
But I seen him pack the pipe, so I was like, all right, forget it. I hit the little pipe with it, and I was like, yo, I thought he laced it. I was like, yo, did you lace this, man? What is this? You know what I'm saying? But that was like my first like time ever smoking some chronic, like some
Yep.
wow, that's some indica, some amazing like skunk weed. Over the years, it seems to have gotten that much more stronger. Like the farmers are like they magicians, man. They're artists. They're what I'm saying? They just making
Yeah.
things happen that shouldn't happen. You know what I mean? I had to ask that brother Burner. I was like, dude, how do you get these flavors like guava? What was guava cheesecake and all
Right.
these
Because that's
different
the
little
strain.
weird
That's the
flavors.
strain. They're just they're just genetically pushing for those overtones.
Yeah, yeah.
You
So
know.
nowadays, man, you got you know hundreds of thousands of strains that you know can do damn near anything you want them to do. If you need them for pain, if you need them for a head change,
Yes.
need it for
Yes.
whatever you need it for. It's like science now, and I really appreciate that. I mean, for real.
Yeah, me too. I do too. It's changed my life. I don't like to get fully into it here because this is fun. We're having a light time here, but I am a rheumatoid arthritis person. I take a biological medication every month. This whole weed thing has really helped me as far as physically, mentally, emotionally throughout the whole experience that I've been dealing with for a long time. So
Good to know.
props to that. So what do you smoke on now? I guess is the
Well,
question. That's what I want to know.
I haven't. I got into dabs for a second, but dabs are like
Okay,
massively strong for me. Like you got to really have a tolerance for that.
that's the
I'll
point
be
for
burning
me.
flower, man. I'm a flower
Okay, no,
man.
I want to know what flower you're burning.
So I got a couple of different ones right now. This one right here is it's called ice cream, and it's just
Ooh, oh yeah, the ice cream cake.
yeah. I don't think this is the cake flavor. This is just the ice cream.
This is the ice cream
It's real
without the cake.
creamy. It's like
Okay.
creamy. And then I got something called from a friend of mine named James. His name is Dr. Kevorkian is what I call him. Because this is what this is. The Kevork.
Uh-oh.
This right here, Kevorkian 2.0 is what this is.
That name is stupid.
Oh, this is that slow you down. If you want to turn on, hey, I had a long day. I just want to relax my body down, and I just want to sit still and get comatose. Kevork to the max. For real.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So
I thought you were just a strict OG smoker. I guess I'm wrong.
Well, I mean, it was that for a while because, to be perfectly honest, man, Be Real put me up on the OGs years ago.
Yeah.
Like super years ago. And I was just like, I ain't want nothing but that.
Right.
He got a strand now called
I
Insane.
know a lot of Californians who are strictly OG people. That's it. And the story that you're telling about the first time you really ever smoked the real chronic, I have that same story, but it's with Tyler Coombs, Jesus' older brother, when we were at the Berkeley 5-week program when I was 16, and I'm coming from New York. We've never had weed like that. He came and visited us, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, shit, man, I'm toast. And I specifically remember that day exactly because my mom, who's passed away now, I remember her calling me. I had stolen her weed, and we had a payphone in the hallway. I remember her calling. I was like higher than I've ever been. Someone's like, "Yo, Shmeeans, your mom's on the phone." I pick it up, and she's like, "Did you steal my weed?" It was like I've been stealing her weed for like 2 years. It was the first time she said something to me about it.
Oh, wow.
It was the funniest thing I've ever. I just start laughing, and I'm like, "I did." She's like, "You got to bring it back." I was like, "It's gone." It's one of my favorite old school memories right there.
Big up to Tycoon.
Yeah, big up to Tycoon, who's working on an album right now. I know he's got a bunch of the cats on it so far. He sent me some tracks. I have to find some time. I'm going to get to it this week. Why don't we get to some dabs for a sec, since this is Dabs, which means we just saw some of your incredible Californian flower right there that we all are probably salivating over if you're not there, or if you've been home for a while and you're not in a legal state, or you haven't seen your dude, whatever it may be. Here it is. I should probably turn my ringer off on my phone here. Bam, bam. All right. So, first of all, I want to thank these guys for giving me some dabs this week. Number one, this right here. If you have this, if you see this logo right here, if you're in Denver, you know you got that fire.
Tell them what it's called.
This is the George Washington.
I love that, man.
No, part of you wants to say Hashington, but it can't be Hashington unless you're from like New York, New Jersey. Hey, Hashington, right? I for some reason I keep hearing it with a British accent. Like they're pissed off. Like this old general of theirs. He went over the other side. He's winning the war, and they're like, that damn Washington. I don't know. But all right, so I'll let you guys look at this again.
Look at that.
This is called Tropicana cookies. Trop cookies, and it's from Denver. And no, you cannot get it at the store. Just like what you were talking about before. You got to know somebody. You got to know that somebody for this. And I that's the traditional market. And we grew up with that traditional market.
This is true. A lot of kids don't know that vibe, man.
Yeah,
I'm glad that kids don't know that vibe, having to look over their shoulder when they driving and things of that nature. I'm glad.
Yeah. So just so you know, all it's hash, essentially. It's water hash. It's from what I understand of the process, and I've never been around for it. They're taking the flour, they're putting it in these like micron bags with water and ice, right? And then like they separate it by doing that. Like I'm not sure how many times they do it. And then I know that you get this goop. You put some goop onto a sheet or something like that, and then you get traditional bubble hash, I believe. right? Water rosin. And now I think they're taking that and then they press that. And the goop that comes out of that is this. And I mean, the smell of this, Trop cookies, if you can imagine. Tropicana, orange juice, right? That tangy flavor, all right?
Yeah.
And cookies, which has that like sweet element to it, right? So it's that mix of those two worlds, like sweet oranges.
Yeah.
And doesn't really get much better than this. So I figure I'll just run a little music. I'll take a dab with y'all. Happy 420, everybody. If you got something to smoke out there, if you want to smoke, smoke with me. If you don't, chill out, listen to some music. We got our album that comes out on Friday. You can go pre-order it now if you want. You know, all of us musicians and artists appreciate any support you could give us at this time.
Yes, sir.
So why don't I just throw this on real quick, and we'll get to dabbing.
Nice break. Wow.
I gotta wait. I don't want to do it too hot. You know what I mean? Here we go, folks. Low temp. I'm gonna reheat that a little bit. Woo! I think that would knock me back a little. You might need to take over for a sec, Charlie.
I got a question for you, man. How many dabs does it take for you to get to where you want to be? Like, you know, like first initial, I ain't high until I am high. How many dabs does it take?
One. One.
That's my Tootsie Pop cousin.
Dab. No, I mean, they all get me to where I really want to be. You know, I remember I'm also using this medically. As I said, I use it for pain and other aspects, not just getting lifted. But I mean, it just depends on when during my day, you know, what's going on. I smoke so often that I don't think like it gets me tired or more awake. It's just whatever I am. You know what I mean? When I wake up in the morning, I could do like 5 dabs. And I have so much, I'm just a morning energy person, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, me too.
I can go work out after that. Like, I'm not going back to sleep ever. Like, that's not happening with me. and just the same, I'm an early fall asleeper too.
Oh, okay.
So, if I'm smoking late at night after I ate a big meal at dinner, you might see me go down on the couch, but I might be doing that anyway. That's what I'm
Anyway,
saying. It just kind of exacerbates however I might be feeling at the moment.
right.
That's how it really affects me. If I have energy, I have more energy. If I'm tired, I'm more tired. If I'm hungry, I'm more hungry. If I'm creative, I'm more creative. If it might just work like that. Like it just kind of like magnifies everything that I'm doing.
That's right.
That's the way I see it.
Yeah. I was asking because dabs, the way they affect me, like I smoke like how you say. I just smoke flowers like that. I wake up in the morning, I burn one cup of coffee, maybe burn two. I don't know, depending on what I'm doing. But like you said, it enhances how I feel. Whether if I'm feeling creative, I'm like extra creative. If I'm like, I want to go work out, it's extra. You know what I mean? But like dabs, for some reason, has the opposite effect on me. It slows me down in a way that kind of trips me out. I'm like, whoa. Like I don't know, I'm like I ain't used to it. I got to do it
Yeah,
more for me
yeah.
to get used to it.
Maybe I'm looking for like more of that like quicker medication, so I don't have to feel like I'm smoking all the time, and I don't have time to really smoke all the time. Like, you know, props to anyone out there who's taking care of kids out there, and it's tough and it's not easy, and it's time consuming, and sometimes you need a sec to breathe and take a step back and say Om and come back out with a healthier attitude.
That's right.
You know?
I keep forgetting you, Daddy Shmeeans. I keep forgetting. My son is
especially
grown.
especially right now, all the schools are closed, so we're here all day. My wife still works, so it's Daddy Shmeans all day, every day, and
That's
I
right.
love it, and I'm loving every second of it. That is the silver lining to this. I think one day I'm gonna look back after all this, and it's gonna be, man, look at all that time I got to spend with my daughter.
That's
And everyone's going to have their own silver lining. For some of my musician friends who don't have the family spending a lot of time alone, it might be like, yo, look at all of this music I made. For other people it might be just like, look at this garden I did.
yeah.
Some people it might be like, yo, look at the addition on my house I made. Or yeah, everyone has their own creative way of dealing with the time. For other people it might be like, yo, I watched Breaking Bad, the whole thing, and it was the greatest experience of
Mind the
my life. And I'll
benefit.
be
Yeah.
like, yes, it was the greatest experience of your life. I loved it too.
Yeah, man.
Whatever you need to do, to get through this, to get through life, that's what we need to do. And all of us are different, and we all have, I think that's the biggest thing right now. We all have to understand that we're not the same, that we're all different. We're all connected, but
Right.
we all have different chemistries. We all have different wants and different needs, and we all have different ways of going about getting that. You know what I mean? And it's just
Right.
really about respecting everyone's own method.
That's true. Yeah, me and my son be having this conversation too, because he was like, Dad, you're an old school. And my son's 29, right? So he's like, you're an old schooler, because he dabs a lot. I'm gonna put him up on your show so he can come check you out. But
Yeah, maybe you can
but
get him on
he
here.
loves the dabs. He lives in Seattle, so he got a cool little spot that I can't even front. He took me to the spot. I was like, whoa, this is nice. It's a cool little dispensary that they got a
Yeah,
little bit of everything, but it's really, really high, like high end upscale. And that's where he gets his dabs from. And you know, the last time I did some dabs was with him, and I was just like, I was stuck. I was like, whoa, dude.
man. There's some if for the people who haven't gotten the chance to really travel this country, if you live in a non-legal state, dude, some of the stuff that's going on outside of there has just been amazing, right? Like some of these in San Francisco, have you gotten a chance to go to any of these like smoke hang places,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Where it's not only the shop, but also
Like
there's a
Amsterdam.
smoking lounge like Amsterdam, and you can watch the NCAA tournaments and drink fruit juices, and it's a nice experience.
Yeah, they got a couple
I
of them down here too.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a couple about 3 miles from my house, as a matter of fact. Place called West Side Collective, man. It's ran actually by the brothers who in the old school punk band called Voodoo Glow Skulls. I don't know if you remember those guys, but
No, I
they
don't
they
remember.
they own the West Side Collective. I was on tour with those guys when I got this big old scar on the side of my head, but Yeah, man. Their
Yeah,
spot is really
for
high
those
end.
who don't know, Charlie Tuna was in a big tour bus accident, probably like one of the biggest fears of every musician out there, that something's going to happen to you in your safe place on the road, right? It's
Yeah, man.
crazy, man. I'm so glad you're okay. One,
Thank you.
you know, and two, it's a lesson like, geez, you know, it's all the time we have out there. It's precious.
Yeah,
Right?
it really is, man. Because my lights got turned off. It was like click,
Woo.
and then back on again. And I was like, oh, that's how. Okay, so the doc told me if it was this much closer, I wouldn't be here right now. So I'm grateful to be alive. And when I woke up from there, the carpe diem thing just settled in my chest, and I ain't looked back from there. So
I hear that, and I cannot wait for the next chance we get to play with each other again. Speaking of which, why don't we do our trivia? What do we say it was going to be?
Where this is a trivia. Let me tell them. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is a trivia question. Where, if you know, because it took me and Shmee a second to figure this out. Where was the very last time that I sat in and played with lettuce? If anybody knows this, what will they receive? Shmeeans?
All right. You're going to receive a lettuce merch package, a Resonate merch package for those who haven't figured it out yet. Our album comes out on Friday, y'all.
Sir.
Pre-order it right now or answer this question to win. What exactly are you going to get here? Let me just double check here. You're going to get a tote bag, a bandana, a patch, a hat with your choice.
Nice.
A CD or a vinyl copy. Someone got it. Danny Mayer. I see the answer right there, right?
Oh, somebody got it already?
Yeah.
Nice.
Danny, do we count you? You're like a musician on Jam Cruise. I don't know. Maybe we could give two away. There's also Corey right underneath. Corey Hendershot as well. I'm gonna let Danny decide. Danny, you can pass it on. For everyone who doesn't know, Danny Mayer is one of my favorite guitar players out there. He's played with Eric Krasno and Alan Evans and many other people in this world here. Thank you, Danny. He was there. Give it to someone else, he says. That means that Corey Hendershot, you are our winner.
That's what's up.
You receive the lettuce merch package.
Was Corey there? Ask him, was he there?
Were you there? It doesn't matter. If you were there, he just wants to
right.
Yeah, you were right.
Congratulations, Corey.
Congratulations, Corey. All right. With that being said, why don't we play the Dabs with Shmeeans intro one more time? Because people win. People win shit here. I wasn't gonna curse, but it's a fucking web show. People fucking win shit here. Yeah, Dabs with Shmeeans, baby.
Yeah.
That's right, folks. Thanks for everyone who came out today. Made me feel loved. All right. Once again, thanks everybody. Thanks Charlie Tuna. Thanks George Washington and the Trop Cookies. The best dabs in Denver, according to Shmeeans. Go find them if you can. Go cop the new record. Resonate, everybody. Resonate Friday. Tomorrow night, I think with the whole band, we're doing at midnight Eastern time. We're doing a virtual hang on Zoom. I think we're all going to be talking about each cut of the new record and doing something like that. I don't, we're all figuring this out as we go along. So I'll see you tomorrow night, and I'll see you guys next week for another episode of Dabs with Shmeeans, y'all. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Charlie. It's on YouTube, y'all. The hang tomorrow night is on YouTube. My fault. There it is. YouTube tomorrow night. See you there. Dabs with Shmeeans.